Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Before we begin, I just want to remind you that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, let's start. So the purpose of this reading is to figure out what message does your person have for you? What messages does your person or your other half, or maybe there are multiple versions of your other half out there, spread across the world, galaxies, the universe, different dimensions, who knows? But regardless of the fact, so what does this person, your person, have in store for you in terms of messages from their heart, and ultimately from a soul level? So we have 3 piles here, 1, 2, 3. Each one has a paper crane on it. We have a yellow crane, a multicolored crane with some flowers and vines on it, and then we have a green crane. So I'm going to count down from 10, and that'll give you 10 seconds to decide between the 3 piles starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So without further ado, I'm going to get started with the first pile. So let's see, what messages does group 1 person have for them? So what messages does group 1's person have for them? Let's start with these cards here. So what messages do they have for you? So I'm seeing here that this person, it's almost like they know you're out there. Like, I feel like their intuition is telling them that maybe they haven't met you yet, or maybe they have met you, but they haven't come to terms with the fact that you are their other half. Like, maybe they're even an acquaintance, maybe they're like a Facebook friend, somebody that you maybe in your LinkedIn or in your Instagram or some kind of social media, or maybe they're in your class or your graduating class, or just, it could be any sort of like group. I'm getting the vibe that maybe they've even passed by you, like on the street, in an elevator, maybe even on social media. Like, they have seen you, and it's like they know. I think their intuition is telling them that you're out there, and maybe they've even, once again, like casually passed by you in some way. Like, I'm getting this image of them like walking past you, and intuitively it's like they know that they're searching for you or that they're looking for you, but like consciously, like they didn't recognize you right away, or maybe they just weren't paying attention or something like that. And I see here that they have a lot on their mind right now. There's a lot going on. Like, they've been thinking about you, like fantasizing about you, like kind of idealizing like who you might be, like in terms of, what you look like even, what your body looks like your hair, your eyes, what your voice sounds like, things like that. They're just really curious, and they're wondering about your flaws, your everything. And this could even be someone that you've already met, who's even kind of knows you're there from afar, and like maybe just observing you from afar. But I'm really more so getting the sense that they haven't quite realized who you are. Like, they know that you're somewhere in their midst, or that you're around somehow. Like, their intuition once again is sort of like leading them towards that. But really getting the vibe that there's so much going on in their life right now that it's like they can't even see, like there's all these cups in their way, and they can't see that the universe is offering them this new cup, which is you. It's like subconsciously their intuition is sort of leading them towards you, but consciously they just have a lot on their plate, especially when it comes to emotionally. I think they're going through something maybe. I'm almost getting the vibe that they're very kind of out of touch with their subconscious at the moment. For some reason things that are going on emotionally in their life. So let's maybe try to get even more depth on this, like even more depth on like what's going on here. Let's try to get more depth, even more depth on what's going on with the first group. So I'm getting this vibe that, yeah, this emotional thing that they're going through, it involved a lot of pain. I think it may be like they were just broken up with, or something that involves almost like them feeling like a part of them has died. Something when it comes to emotional matters of the heart. I'm seeing here that you two might work together in the future, or maybe that's something that's important to them, like being able to talk about their career, their professional passions, their professional pursuits, something involving business and commerce. Like I think they want somebody that they can sort of even talk to these things about. I think it kind of drives them, that sort of, it gives them excitement to talk about those kinds of things. But yeah, right now they're going through a lot once again. They have a lot of cups, like emotional cups in front of them, possibly due to this, whatever this was. I don't think it was necessarily betrayal, but it was somebody hurt them, or some situation led them to be hurt. It might have not even been a romantic situation. It could have been family. It could have been really anything that just made them feel like a part of them had died. And so right now they're just kind of in the hanged man mode. Like they're sort of waiting around, it's like, once again, subconsciously they know that you're out there, but it just hasn't clicked on a conscious level yet. So they're more so in hanged man mode, kind of in waiting mode. Like things are kind of at a standstill at the moment. So let's try to get even more depth on, possibly maybe some more depth here, on like maybe what, like maybe some more, more information. So yeah, like what needs to be done basically, for them to find you. I think maybe that's the key question here, when it comes to depth. So I'm getting this feeling that they have to do some spiritual cleansing here, in order to allow for space for you in their life. They got to do this sort of balancing act here. Once again, with that situation where they were hurt, where they felt like a part of them had died not too long ago, they need to really clear that out, like spiritual cleansing. That's what's blocking them from sort of coming to terms with their subconscious when it comes to being led towards you. Whether that be stepping up to the plate, approaching you, or even just finding you, because they might not have even met you yet. But they know deep down inside that once they find you, it's gonna feel like home to them. Almost like, okay, this person is my home, like I've come home, basically. Like that's how they're gonna feel when they ultimately come to terms with that, the fact that you're their other half, or when they meet you and it just clicks, they will feel like they're home. And you may even feel the same way, like I found my home, like this is where I belong with them. So let's look at some advice on how maybe you can manifest them closer to you. How can you manifest them closer to you? Here I'm seeing I spread joy. So I'm seeing here that you for some reason, you know, there's no real like math or science or any logic to it, but I'm kind of getting this vibe that if you spread positivity around you, somehow I feel like that warmth, positivity, that love, that aura of joy that you spread out to the world, it's almost like it's gonna reach them somehow. Like you could even put intention into it or just do it in a way that you just, you know, like believing that it will reach them. I feel like it's gonna reach them, and it's really gonna help them with their own spiritual cleansing here, like that spiritual cleansing that they're needing to do in order to clear their mind and really realize, really let it click that you are their other half, and really ultimately be led towards you like a straight arrow. But first they need to clear, spiritually cleanse. And I think in order to manifest that, yes, you're gonna have to spread joy, warmth, happiness around you, do everything you can to really put out good into the world, into the universe, like just things that will, you know, you just feel like you're getting good karma, you're putting out good karma, and it's going to come back to you, basically. Yeah, so I hope this was informative. Like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, I'm going to move straight into group 2. So I'm going to move straight into group 2 here. So let's see what we have for group 2. So yeah, so what does group 2's person, what messages do they have for them? What messages do they have for them? Let's start with these cards. So what messages does group 2's person have for them? What messages does group 2's person have for them? So what messages are group 2's person channeling towards them? What messages do they have for them? Okay, so I'm getting a bit of heavy energy here from your person, from whoever they are. I'm getting sort of this energy that they are going through a lot right now emotionally. I'm getting this feeling that they're having trouble sleeping at night. They're just really going through a lot at the moment, like some moments of darkness here. There's a lot of like almost like they're getting nightmares. I think they're struggling with some kind of unhealthy dynamic at the moment. They're just really in pain. It's like it could be even like an addiction, codependency, like a toxic dynamic that they're trying to break free from. For some reason, I'm almost getting like ex energy, like maybe like an ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-partner, ex-wife, ex-husband, like their ex, like, or somebody in their past that really sort of has this unhealthy influence on them. And I'm getting this vibe that they already know that. It's just really difficult given the situation and like all the complexities surrounding the situation, that it's just really difficult to break free from. Like maybe they have children with this person or some kind of obligations, like external obligations out of their control, where they're just bound to this. It may not even be a person, it could even be like a dynamic, an addiction, a situation, like something where it's just really difficult to break free from here. Like it's some real darkness. But I'm seeing here that they see you as someone who is like their little pleasure, personal pleasure that they allow themselves to have. Page of Cups, like it's like I'm getting some strong water energy from you. So you could either be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but I'm really getting some Piscean energy here, either in your sun, moon, or dotted in your natal chart. I'm really getting some strong water or Pisces energy, or you're in your like water element at the moment. But they see you as someone who's like really sensitive, really understanding, really just very emotionally in tune with themselves. That's something that they're struggling with at the moment, once again due to some past experience or something that really they're having difficulty letting go of due to a lot of external circumstances at the moment. But they see you as like, yeah, like a personal pleasure, personal joy, personal, like the one good thing in their life that they kind of allow themselves to have, like allow themselves to sort of enjoy and just let into their lives. Like maybe you're even like the one thing that's sort of like keeping them from breaking down, or I don't know, that's the energy that I'm getting. But let's move on to the next phase of cards to maybe try to get some more insight here, to maybe try to get some more insight, some more depth on this person. Like what messages do they have for group 2? Okay, so yeah, they're really having trouble letting go of their past. Like once again, nightmares, like feeling like they just can't break free. Like they're really just in pain. Like that's really what I'm getting here. I don't know what this is. It's dark. In a way that I think this person is coping is to throw themselves into work or some kind of like business or like some money matters. Like they're just throwing themselves into that as like a way to sort of distract themselves here. But you in their life, I'm almost getting the vibe that you represent like a little shooting star that entered their life, like a little Piscean or water energy star. Like once again, I feel like you're really in your water element here. You represent that little light of joy that entered their life. But I really do think that the key takeaway here is that this is just a little part of their life that they allow into their life, like this joy that you provide, joy, warmth, understanding. But at the same time, they're really preoccupied with this sort of like darkness here, very dark energy. And once again, the way that they distract themselves is through professional pursuits and really throwing themselves into their business, commerce, whatever it is, money things. They're like throwing themselves into that as a distraction. And there's some Faustian energy that they sort of found themselves in. Yeah, there's a lot of unhealthy things going on in their lives. I'm feeling almost like workaholism. Like they may be a workaholic, and it's just a way to really just not face their fears. It's like they can't right now because they're just tormented. It's like their past was just really painful for them, and something's really keeping them bound to that. Like once again, like the devil energy, it's very dark. Okay, so let's look at maybe how, like, you know, like why and like how, like you can sort of overcome this. Like if there's a way that this can be overcome, if they can overcome this, or you can somehow help them overcome this. Like let's try to look at more depth. Yeah, so I'm getting the vibe that they really put you on a pedestal. They idealize you as like kind of like their ideal type, like what they've been waiting for. It's almost like you're too perfect for them, and they just have all this darkness overshadowing their life that it's almost like they don't want to hurt you. Like they feel like they have like this toxic, it's like they feel like there's a stain right now on their life, and they don't want to stain you too. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of difficult to describe, but yeah, it's like they feel like they have this poison sort of still in them right now. They're still trying to like cleanse from their aura, their energy, and they don't want to taint you with that energy. They don't want to hurt you. They see you as like this innocent, sort of naive, almost like I'm getting like angelic sort of entity where they just they're afraid that they're going to hurt you. That's what I'm getting, and it does have to do with that darkness that I mentioned earlier. Some destructive tendencies here. So I think that what they're doing right now is they're really trying to do their research, really sort of, they are struggling with, I think I'm getting some like workaholism or throwing themselves into distractions here to try to really, I think maybe more so cope with the pain. But I'm really getting here that they're doing as much research as they can to try to figure out how to, I think, be with you ultimately, or give you what you need, because right now they really can't. Like, they're still struggling with, once again, that darkness. They need to cleanse their aura. They need to sort of come to terms with what happened to them, and also cleanse that toxic energy from their life. And ultimately, they need to somehow detach from this sort of Faustian energy here that they found themselves in. It's like this, almost like, I'm getting this vibe of like they're bound by like some kind of chain, like imaginary chain, like karmic chain, and they're just really struggling. So let's try to see what you can do to, in a roundabout way, to try to manifest them either closer to you or somewhat, help them or something. So I care for the earth. Okay, so there's no, once again, science or logic behind this, but in a way, like in a karmic sort of way, I think maybe what you could do is really get in touch with nature in order to clear your mind. Go out into nature, spend time around animals, maybe volunteer at the animal shelter. If you know who this person is that I'm talking about, if this resonates with you, you may even want to try to bring them along with you. Encourage them to explore nature with you, spend time with animals, really get back in touch with that sort of wholesome energy, natural beauty, nature, like scenic nature, parks, like mountains, forests, like bodies of water, like the ocean, you know what I mean? Like, that's really going to help not just this person, but you as well, sort of clear your mind, really sort of balance your chakras, like that chakra, whatever chakra energy that you need balancing, and really help them to ultimately sort of cleanse this toxicity that they're really trying to break away from, and really clear their mind of this Faustian energy that is this real darkness that's clouding their energy, clouding their aura right now. And also, like really, like I said, spend time with animals, like that wholesome energy, once again, that's more in tune with your vibe. Sort of try to introduce that into your life, actually, to sort of shine out the darkness, and also shine out the darkness in their life. I'm getting a lot of the vibe of like sunlight, like really spend time in the sun, once again, nature, animals, maybe even get some plants, lay out the plants in the sun, plants that when you look at them, you feel cleansed, you feel comforted, you feel like almost like you're nurturing the earth by bringing these plants into your life, like that kind of thing. Maybe even get them some plants, like get them, succulents. They're really easy to take care of, or, just some little plants that are really easy to take care of, like, give them to them, like, bring a plant over, maybe like, suggest that they sort of put it in their yard or their windowsill or something like that. And may also try to get more in tune with earth in terms of eating cleaner, eating things that really come from nature, from the earth, just natural beauty, once again, like absorb that, and also spread that beauty as well. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into group 3, the green crane group. So let's get straight into group 3, the green crane group. So what do we have for group 3 in terms of what their person, wants to say to them? What messages does their person have for them? Let's see. So what messages does the green crane group, their person, have for them? What messages does their person have for them? Okay, so I'm getting this vibe that they're head over heels in love with you, whether they realize it or not. But it was really fast. It wasn't just like a gradual thing. Like, it's almost like love at first sight. I'm getting love at first sight. I'm also getting some fire energy, whether that's in your chart or their chart. I'm almost getting some water energy from them and fire energy from you. Like, they're probably either Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in their sun, moon, or their natal chart. And you're probably a fire sign. So Aries, Capricorn, or Sagittarius. And I'm really getting that in your chart. So, so it's really like almost like a balancing of water and fire I'm getting here. So a balancing of water and fire, and it's like their water elements in their heart with, that's like sensitive, intuitive, like that's what they have in their sort of chart, in their natal chart, or their energy. When they saw this like fiery energy radiating from you, I'm really getting strong. Like it could be anything. You're either Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Oh, excuse me. Earlier, I think I said Capricorn. Sorry, I meant Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo in your chart. But when they saw this fire element in you, they felt like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, this is unlike anyone that I've ever met. It's just like, oh my gosh, this person is amazing. I'm getting some feisty energy from you. I think you're the type of person, when people look at you, it's like they don't realize it right away, but you have some fire, like you have this flickering flame under there where you have this aura of, it's almost like, but I'm really getting with you, it's more of a subtle fire. Like you have so much fire and warmth and energy underneath there, but people don't quite realize it until it's, ignited in some way, and then it just, you like a phoenix, it just like, you know what I mean? Like it just rises like that fire. And this person recognized that immediately when they saw you, and they're just like, oh my God, I need that fire to my water. Like this person is it. Like they are in love once again, like love at first sight. Here I'm getting temperance. So once again, balance between water and fire. If they're sensitive, calm, intuitive, dreamy, you got a lot of fire and feistiness, and you got a lot of warmth in there. You have a really big heart. They have a really big heart in a different way. It's more like they're more like understanding and calm, like that kind of a big heart. Deep emotions with them. You're more like feisty, you're intense, you've got a lot of energy underneath there, you got a lot of love to give as well. Very, very, passionate energy I'm getting from you. But there is a good balance between the two of you, almost like yin and yang. Okay, so let's move on to the next phase of cards to see what more information, what more depth we have. In terms of, okay, let's do this so that you could look at the previous cards or have a little bit of a look-see here at the cards that we were looking at. So let's look at the next phase of cards to kind of see if we could shed more depth here on what's going on. So what messages does this person have? Okay, so we have the Lovers. This was like love at first sight. This wasn't even, there was no question about this connection. Like when they saw you, they were like, I'm almost getting this energy of Eve, like Adam and Eve. Like if they ever imagined the perfect woman, or if you're a man, Adam energy, Adam and Eve energy. It's like they imagine like this perfect specimen in their mind in terms of their opposite other half, like whether they're male or female. They envision this like perfect ideal sort of person, this fantasy, and you're it, and you make them feel like on top of the world. That's another reason why I think you make them feel amazing. You radiate sort of this energy that almost like whoever you're around, like you make them feel like they're on top of the world. Like you're almost like getting this energy of like flying, almost like you're flying, you're looking at a skyline even, like a big view, or even like you're looking down from the sky, like a bird's eye view of like something like big, like maybe even you both like to travel, something like that. Like I'm really getting, or maybe like one of you guys lives in this place with a great view, or like some access to like a nice skyline view or something. I don't know. That's what I'm getting here. And here we have Four of Chalices. So this person, though, this connection isn't completely perfect. I think maybe they're worried that there may be an imbalance, like once again with the Temperance card, kind of goes hand in hand here. I think maybe they feel a little worried that you're too, like you're on different levels. It's like they almost feel like you're out of their league, basically. And I think ultimately they're just a little they're scared of their emotions for you. Like once again, I said it wasn't slow, it was immediate passion, just ignited, like this, it's like this match or this candle that just lit on fire immediately. It's like that scares them because once again, they're water, remember? They're all about calm, still, intuitive, sensitive, deep waters, but you're so fiery, like you sort of ignite this fire in them as well, and this heat, this intensity. They're afraid of that, and rightfully so, because it's like you're the opposite of them, water and fire, and this energy of yours, whether you're a fire sign or not, it's like right now you're sort of activated in this sort of fiery energy, and they just really feel like they're almost like afraid of their own feelings for you, because it's new, it's a new experience, it's a foreign experience, it's like new to them, you know what I mean? And they're just afraid because it's different from anything that they've ever felt before. So let's try to shed some more depth here on maybe like, maybe some further depth on like what's going on here, and like maybe if there's any insight on what can be done about this to improve this situation. So yeah, they see you as almost like they can't really, you're difficult to have, like you're difficult to possess. I am really getting some like Leo or Sagittarius energy. Yes, maybe you can be an Aries, but I'm really more so getting Leo, and more so even like Sagittarius. Maybe even Leo. Yeah, either Leo or Sagittarius, once again in your sun, moon, or dotted in your natal chart. We got some feistiness activated in your energy once again. And they feel like it's going to be a lot of hard work in order to keep up with you. So maybe that's the sort of like shadow side of all this. Like there's so much positivity, so much warmth, so much passion here, so much balance between water and fire, even though you're both very different. But if there's a shadow side to this, a deeper, sort of darker side, shadow side, it's the fact that they see you as almost unattainable. Like they feel like they'll never quite, they don't know if they're not sure if they'll ever quite measure up. It's like you're unattainable. You're like this sort of mountain that it's going to require a lot of hard work to climb. like they almost see you like, as the saying goes, like, you know, in The Sound of Music, like, how do you catch a moonbeam in your hand? Like, that's kind of the way they see you. That's the vibe that I'm getting is, you know, yeah, how do you catch a moonbeam in your hand? Like, you can't. And that's kind of how they see you. Like, there's this sort of energy about you, like this star that's on fire. Yeah, once again, strong Leo energy, sun, moon, or in your natal chart. It's going to be a lot of hard work, and they're almost getting this subconscious deep sense that in order to get on your level, or in order to really truly sort of attain you, or sort of rise up to your level, they're going to have to let go of a part of them, whatever that is. It could even be like they're so sensitive, they're so, you know, calm, like that kind of energy, intuitive energy. They're gonna have to let go of something in their life, some kind of lifestyle. They may even have to level up their lifestyle, or maybe you like to, I don't know, maybe you're just more passionate, intense, maybe you're a bit more type A, and they're more like laid back or something like that, or maybe it's the opposite way around. It could be anything, but they feel like they're gonna have to sort of lay to rest a part of their life that's different. It's like a new experience to them. And so once again, they're kind of worried about that. Their water energy, something about that, they're going to have to sort of make a little sacrifice in order to level up and really be with you in the level that, in the way that they really want to be with you. So let's try to get one last piece of advice on how you can manifest this person closer to you. How can you really manifest this person or this energy closer to you, or this entity closer to you, or, you know, in a positive way? How can you deal with this? And it says, I keep my own counsel. So I keep my own counsel. So I'm really getting this vibe that you should really listen to your own intuition here. Listen to your heart, your mind, your soul. Just listen to your intuition. There's going to be a lot of people. So here's the evil eye. There's going to be a lot of people who are kind of almost sort of envious of this connection, or if they're not envious, they may even have good intentions, but they may just be resistant to change, because once again, all human beings, whether we realize it or not, we are naturally resistant to change, especially if it's like a big change or new change or something they're just not used to. They're gonna resist it, you know. So they may not have bad intentions, but that's just, you know, sort of human nature to resist big change, or to resist anything that they don't understand or that's new to them. So I'm kind of getting this energy that you may even come from different cultures, different ethnicities, different groups in that kind of way, in some way, different worlds almost. But yeah, keep your own counsel, listen to your intuition, don't be afraid to follow your heart, your mind, your own logic, your own intuition, and be wary of people who may have your best interest at heart, but they're not going to always, they may think that they're telling you the right thing that you need to hear, but it's not always going to be really going to be what you really need when it comes to like a soul level, like big picture level that's really right for you, especially in terms of being aligned with your true soul's purpose, your true subconscious. Like, that's not necessarily going to align with you and your own needs. So really listen to you, really let that intuition guide you, whether that be your heart or your mind. Yeah, using that as a guide, your intuition, ultimately, let that guide you. So like, comment, subscribe, share if this resonated with you. And I just want to remind you again, group 3, that I now have an Etsy page where you can get personal email readings from me. And the link to that Etsy page is in the description box below. So I hope this was insightful and helpful and at least entertaining. So I'll see you later. Bye.